Hello and welcome to One of a Kind Reviews. I am Paul.
And I am Dale.
And today we will be reviewing Wrestlemania 22 from Chicago, Illinois.
Yup. Alright, we kicked off Wrestlemania 22 with the World Tag Team Championship match. We had Carlito and Chris Masters defending the championship against Kane.
No.
Did we not?
Kane and Big Show were defending against Chris Masters and Carlito.
I must have completely missed that, or screwed up.
Either way, championship match, Kane and Big Show were the champions.
Yeah.
So,
my bad.
Not a lot to say about this match, really.
Yeah, shows how much attention I actually paid to this match.
Yeah, it was...
it was nothing special.
Yeah, if you missed this match, you didn't really miss much. But I would like to say that Kane and Big Show in this period of time was a very, very good tag team. I loved how they were booked.
Yeah, they definitely had very good chemistry together. They booked the tag team of giants thing very well.
Yeah, and I mean, credit where credit's due. Chris Masters and Carlito did well.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Considering they were just kind of like thrown together.
Yeah, I don't understand that tag team, but it worked well.
Yeah, it worked alright.
Well enough.
So I gave that the 1.5 Billy Gunn out of 5. Forgot how that went for a second.
I gave that one a Scotty Too Hottie out of 5.
Yeah, not much more to say about that.
Not very great at all.
Yeah.
But then moving on to something that was pretty great.
It was pretty great.
We had the Money in the Bank ladder match. The participants in this particular match were Rob Van Dam, Shelton Benjamin, Matt Hardy, Bobby Lashley, Finlay, and Ric Flair.
Yeah, and so this was a pretty good ladder match, like one of the better Money in the Bank ladder matches, I'd say.
Definitely.
There's a few spots in there that we probably remember for a long time.
Such as Ric Flair taking an extremely nasty bump off the ladder.
Yeah, like superplex.
Why?
I don't know. Like I said a little while ago, it's like they have an old person in the match, so they have to take a bump. They have to take a really bad bump.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't end up with another broken back.
Yeah, well, good work, Rick. Good work.
Good stuff. There's no... What other big spots were there?
There was the running senton from Shelton Benjamin with the ladder leaning against the rope.
Absolutely awesome. I forgot about that actually.
That was really, really cool. RVD kind of like fucked up a 5-star off the top of the ladder because you can't really do a 5-star.
Because you can't get the extra jump up.
Yeah, and you can't really you need the spring off the ropes.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you try and do that motion, the ladder will just fall.
Exactly, and you're just gonna fall on your head.
Yeah. So I can't remember any other really, really big spots.
I mean, there was the sunset flip, but that wasn't really a huge spot.
Yeah, it wasn't massive. There was a point where Shelton Benjamin just kind of jumped out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I did notice that. It's honestly scared the crap out of me because he just popped out of nowhere.
He was literally not even in camera shot. It was brilliant, and I loved King's call here. He's like freaking Spider-Man.
Well, they are pretty accurate. He is like freaking Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, in this instance, very much so. So yeah, apart from that, and your general just attacks with ladders and that kind of thing, there wasn't a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty standard Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, and the finish was pretty brutal, to be honest.
Yeah.
So Shelton Benjamin and Matt Hardy were standing on a ladder, and then RVD was right next to them on another ladder, and he ended up just kind of pushing the ladder over, and both Matt Hardy and Shelton Benjamin spilled out to the outside.
Yeah. I feel like Matt got the worst of that though.
Yeah, I literally wrote down Matt Hardy almost dies.
Because he didn't hit the ropes, he didn't have anything to break his fall, he just hit the ground.
He surprisingly took pretty much the same bump that Lita took later in the evening, which was hilarious. But so props to Matt on taking that. But so RVD won from that point.
Yep, he did indeed. Very good match. I gave that one a 4 Horsemen out of 5. Yeah,
I also gave that a 4 Horsemen out of 5. One thing I did want to do, just because it was a good match, and it was a good match because of probably 3 people. So maybe 4, to be honest. So I rated them all individually on their contribution to the match. So Matt Hardy gets a 3 out of 5 for me. Shelton Benjamin gets a 5 out of 5 because he was fucking awesome. Finley a 1 out of 5 because he didn't really do anything.
Not really.
Not at all. Rob Van Dam gets a 5 out of 5 because most of the spots were his, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, he was the one going over, so you kind of have to make him look good.
Exactly. Bobby Lashley, a 1 out of 5. He took a sunset flip. He looked hilariously awkward on a ladder. And Ric Flair, 5 out of 5, man.
Yeah.
Almost fucking killed yourself.
Yeah, good stuff, Flair. Good
Very
stuff.
well. Very well done.
Alright, we then moved on to the United States Championship match.
Did we not want to mention what happened before that? The Hall of Fame?
Oh, yes. I completely
Hart.
forgot to write that down on my notes.
Yeah, Bret Hart just completely no-showed the Hall of Fame segment where they introduced the class from that year. So, that was
Yeah,
a
I
bit
knew
awkward.
there was a reason I didn't like him.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward, eh?
Yeah.
You get honoured in the greatest way that could possibly be honoured in the WWE, and
you just no-show.
yeah, he was uncomfortable apparently,
Grow up.
according to Howard Finkel.
Grow up.
Okay,
Seriously,
now we move on to the US Championship match.
Alright, yep, the US Championship match, we saw Chris Benoit defending against JBL, with Jillian on ringside, the really annoying one.
Scabface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this match was nothing special. Honestly, one of the better parts of the match wasn't even in the match itself. It was when JBL came out to the ring and, in his limo, but the actual stage lifted up for him and he came from underneath it.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
I liked the whole entrance of everyone pretty much.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This is when they started really going all out for entrances.
Yeah,
and
mania
stuff.
entrances.
Yeah. There was a lot of like mocking Eddie Guerrero by JBL, a lot of like tribute things by
Eddie.
Benoit, and ended up in a crippler crossface being reversed into a pin combination. JBL grabbed the ropes and got the cheap win.
Yep, nothing else really to say about that match. Nothing special.
No.
I gave that one a Scotty 2 Hottie and a half out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a Scotty 2 Hottie out of 5. Not much more to say about that.
No, not really at all.
Moving on to one of the best matches on the card.
Oh, I think it was the best match on the card, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I'll concede that. Definitely the best match on the card.
Yep, was Edge versus Mick Foley in a hardcore match. Oh god, where do we even want to start with this match?
I have
It
no
was-
idea. But
It was like perfect in every way. Like there's nothing they could have done to make that match better. I think.
no, like they really couldn't have.
Like the whole Mick Foley wearing the barbed wire around
I
his
loved
chest
that.
thing was awesome.
Loved that.
Absolutely awesome.
So that was a good. That was pretty much his first flurry of offense in the match.
Yep.
As he gets speared and then Edge is like freaking out. No one knows what's going on, and then he starts bleeding and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
well, he was wrapped in barbed wire. That's the thing. And and then Mick Foley took like the most wicked hip toss into the steel stairs.
Oh god.
Do you
that
remember
was
that
bad.
bit?
Yeah, that
Remember
was bad.
Yeah.
Like and then the Irish whipped him and the same knee.
Yeah.
Well, he hit the steps and then flew over.
Yeah,
he
he
did like some sort of somersault.
Completely fucked those stairs over. Like I was mentioning to my friend who was watching it with me that like, because he was saying like, oh, Mick Foley like makes those spots look really good,
Yeah.
and it was like, well, it's pretty much because he's not trying to like sell it or anything. He's just doing it.
Yeah, he's just getting thrown into the steps.
Yeah, like he legitimately got pretty fucked up on that, man.
I like the whole, thumbtack thing they did. I think that was one of the better thumbtack spots I've seen.
Yeah. Well, there was a backdrop on thumbtacks.
Yeah.
You always knew when Edge was bringing them out that he was going to end up in them.
Yeah, of course.
But
How could
like,
he not?
this was brilliant to kind of like give Edge that, pardon the pun, his edge,
Yeah,
an
definitely.
edge to his character.
Okay, I get what you mean now. I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Yeah, because I mean, we've heard Edge talk about this a few times. Like he kind of had a bit of a stigma with him that he was kind of a pretty boy of wrestling.
Yeah, definitely. But then he showed in this match that he could really get down and dirty and doesn't have a problem,
Yeah.
bleeding,
Fuck
going
yeah.
through flaming tables and
Yeah,
all
well,
this
I mean,
sort of shit.
God, I mean, and props to Foley and some of the shit he took on here.
No
like,
doubt.
he got his head thrown back into the steel ramp.
Yes.
That looked really bad.
Because you could see the whiplash.
Yeah, and then Barbie got brought out.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Edge started using Barbie on Mick Foley, and he was beyond bleeding. Like,
I do remember one part of the match where Mick Foley was using Barbie on Edge. It reminded me of some Passion of the Christ shit.
yeah,
Had like, you know, the barbed wire around the head, the blood's going down the face. It was pretty intense.
It was pretty brutal. And then Mick Foley busted out the barbed wire Mr. Socko.
Yep.
And used that on Lita and Edge. So
Yep, it was absolutely awesome.
yeah, that was pretty intense.
And then we concluded this match off with a spear off the apron to a flaming table on the outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
And pretty much Edge dived like face first into a fire.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, because like, I mean, after the match he was like a bleeding, twitching, burnt mess.
And that's not an exaggeration either.
No, he was walking away with like literally a burnt section on his head.
Yep.
And like blood just like fucking stuck to his face.
Yeah, like dried blood.
Yeah, and then like when he turned around, you could see that he still had like 9 or 10 thumbtacks in his back
At
as
least,
well.
yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Plus 40 or so puncture wounds.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, when Mick Foley actually exited here, he got a standing ovation too.
Yeah, which,
So it wasn't
I mean,
exactly the WrestleMania moment he wanted, but
I mean, I feel like
Something.
it was.
yeah, well.
I mean, a
standing
WrestleMania
ovation.
moment doesn't necessarily mean you winning the match.
Yeah, well, I can see that. So yeah, needless to say, I gave that a holy shit out of 5.
Yep, I gave it the same rating.
Yep. So then we had a backstage segment with Booker T, and Sharmell pretty much running into like the weirdest that the WWE has to offer.
Yeah, this was one of the strangest backstage segments I've ever seen.
Yeah, like Eugene trying to bounce a basketball 100 times with the $1 Million Man
And then him screwing him over.
at like 98.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Snitsky licking Mae Young's feet. Oh, that was disgusting.
that was like fucking disturbing.
And then the best part of it, Gold Dust.
Yeah, suggesting that the only way for Booker T to win his match is to be weirder than the Boogeyman, so he suggested putting worms up his arse.
We didn't hear him say that, but I mean...
It was pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious that was what was said.
Yeah, and then we moved on to the Booker T and Sharmell. I haven't mentioned Booker T and Sharmell, not Booker T with Sharmell.
Yeah, it was a handicap match, for whatever reason.
Yeah, God knows what reason. But they were versing the Boogeyman.
And yeah, I mean, you can't really say much about that. It was weird as fuck.
Yeah, it was a fucking weird match, and well, Booker T looking like a horrible husband again.
Yep, as per usual.
Yeah.
He seems to attract the weird people.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's probably because he is weird.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I gave that a Scotty 2 Hottie and a half out of 5. Not much to say about that one.
I only gave that one Billy Gunn out of 5. Didn't like that match at all.
I only gave it a 2.5 out of 5 because I like the Boogeyman.
Oh yeah, Boogeyman's pretty cool.
That's the only reason.
Fair enough.
Moving on.
Alright, moving on to the Women's Championship match. We had Mickie James taking on Trish Stratus.
By the way, I don't think we mentioned Boogeyman won that, by the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Boogeyman won that match.
Yep. Continuing. Mickie James, Trish Stratus.
Yep. The champion being Trish Stratus.
Yep.
And very creepy stalker angle going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to say other than that.
Yeah, there's not really much else to say about that. But the match itself, pretty entertaining match actually.
Yeah, it was a pretty good Divas match.
One of the better Divas matches from this era.
Yeah, I mean, Mickie James was a pretty good worker considering, I mean, she wasn't that far into her career.
Yeah, no doubt.
She improved very quickly.
She was very young at this point and could definitely go in the ring, has a very solid match.
Yeah, there was a lot of editing.
Yeah,
done
a lot of editing
on the network. Yeah. So the point in the match that pretty much everyone remembers, where Mickie James made the V with her fingers and gestured to the camera.
Mind you, this was after grabbing Trish Stratus' box.
Yeah, but that wasn't edited.
No, it wasn't.
That was just that happened. So yeah, but they panned to just some random guy in the crowd clapping, and then you hear JR what the hell? It just made it seem like JR didn't like that guy.
Well, I'd be clapping too.
Yeah, well, probably. Yeah, just not much to say about that other than that.
Yeah, we had Mickie go over with a chick kick in this. And
yeah,
that's about all there really was. Yeah. I gave this one a 3.5 MB out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 MB out of 5.
Yep,
and
very solid match.
Yeah, it was very good. Then we had the McMahon family prayer.
Oh, this was odd.
Yeah, they essentially, Vince started it with, you don't like me and I don't like you, God.
Good way to start a prayer.
Yeah, always a good way, and getting your pregnant daughter to get on her knees for fucking that. But anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so they had a very, very weird prayer moment there. We'll just move on from that.
Yep. We then had Undertaker taking on Mark Henry in a casket match. Not really. Yeah, not really much to say about this. I feel like the entrances went on longer than the match.
It did.
It did?
It did.
Did it actually?
I think that they literally were longer.
Yeah, because the match really didn't go for that long.
I reckon if you include the casket being brought to the ring,
I
then
include
yes.
that.
Then yes.
Fucking hell.
Definitely.
Yeah, this match, I mean, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Most of it was just Mark Henry in control, Mark Henry in control. Undertaker a couple strikes, Mark Henry takes control, hits a tombstone, rolls him over, wins.
Yeah, it wasn't a good match.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was just really bad. Yeah, I gave that 1 Billy Gunn out of 5. To be honest, I kind of should have given it a dumb as fuck out of 5, but...
Yeah, I don't know why I gave it a Scotty 2 Hottie out of 5. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I just liked the fact that The Undertaker picked him up for a tombstone.
I don't know. Well, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was very impressive.
Okay, we'll move on from that because that doesn't need to be covered. Then we had Shawn Michaels versus Mr. McMahon in a no DQ match.
Yep, absolutely fucking awesome match.
Yeah, it was... Well, let's be honest, it was mostly Shawn just beating the crap out of him.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of this storyline, that's exactly what you wanted.
Exactly, that's what you needed for this.
Yeah. And I loved they played up on the whole born-again Christian, thing for Shawn Michaels and how he kind of, just snapped and reverted to the old Shawn Michaels.
Which, I mean, in that situation is probably a good thing.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what you want. He smashed Vince with his muscle and fitness cover. After Vince started using the leather belt, after Shawn got the upper hand, he whipped the absolute shit out of it.
I don't know how he didn't break the skin.
I don't know, but he did a chop with the belt.
A knife edge chop with a belt.
That's really bad. But, so we had Spirit Squad interfering in this. Shane
which
McMahon.
didn't last long.
No,
either of them.
They really didn't. Kenny took a wicked throw on the outside.
Yeah, definitely.
That was awesome. Shane came out and tried to get Shawn Michaels to join the Kiss My Ass Club.
Yep, ended up joining it himself.
Yeah, really, really joining it.
Yeah, really intensely joining it.
Yeah, commitment to the business, man. Being shoved up your dad's ass.
Yep, and then being handcuffed to the ropes.
Yeah, and caned. While Shawn Michaels mocked him with a cane.
Oh.
And then, Shawn turned his attention to Mr. McMahon. Fucking broke a chair on the guy's head.
Absolutely demolished him.
Yeah, which followed with one of my favourite lines from this match from JR. McMahon is on Queer Street. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just love JR. He was so...
No, I still like the when he hit him in the head with the magazine cover. He's gonna hit him in the head with it and shove it up his ass.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
I loved how extremely biased JR was here.
Because he got brought, in case you guys don't know, he got brought back for WrestleMania 22 to commentate this match.
Yeah.
Well, he commentated the whole thing, but...
Yeah, but that was the real reason.
The real reason was for the match.
So then Shawn Michaels started setting up for the finish of this match.
Yep, which took a while to set up for.
Yeah, and to be honest, it was quite hilarious because you could just see him giggling at how sadistic he was. He brought out the trash can, smashed Vince in the head with the trash can, and then put another trash can on him.
And laid him out on a table.
Yeah, and then grabbed the ladder, went to the top of the ladder, and was just like, "This isn't big enough."
No, not good enough.
And then he grabbed the Jeff Hardy ladder.
Yeah, grabbed the biggest motherfucking ladder ever.
Yeah, and then went to the top of the ladder, and after a few crotch chops, dropped an elbow.
Yep, crushed the can on his head.
Yeah.
And then kicked Vince's teeth down his throat.
I like that wasn't the finish.
I know, it was great. I like that he just picked him up, kicked his head off and pinned him.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
And he stopped and said, "I'm going to kick your teeth down your throat and I want you to watch."
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to watch, but...
He was already unconscious at this point.
Yeah, I know, but how do you watch yourself
I don't know.
get kicked?
I guess
Anyway.
he's got to watch the foot hit his face.
Yeah, and then Mr. McMahon got stretched out while he was flipping off Shawn
Yeah,
Michaels.
the weirdest middle finger I've ever seen.
It was, yeah. So what'd you give that match?
I gave that one a 5 out of 5. Well, 5 time out of 5.
I also gave that a 5 time out of 5.
Very
It's
nice.
very deserving.
Definitely.
And the next match.
Alright, moving on, we had the World Heavyweight Championship Triple Threat match. We had Rey Mysterio taking on Randy Orton and Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle being the world champion.
Yep, Kurt Angle
coming
being
into
the
this.
defending
He
champ.
won a battle royal to win the fucking championship.
Oh, fucking hell.
Weakest title reign ever.
Definitely.
Anyway.
This match, it was a very not high, but quick pace match.
Yeah, there was a lot of three-way spots.
Definitely,
Which is
definitely.
good.
I liked the German suplex spot they had.
Whoa.
Absolutely brilliant. Ray went flying.
Yeah, Ray, obviously doesn't weigh anything. So, yeah. So then Ray ended up tapping out to the ankle lock and the ref didn't see it. Orton tapped out to the ankle lock, the ref didn't see it. And then Ray reversed an angle slam into an arm drag, throwing Kurt out of the ring, and then hit 619 for the win.
Yep, I did like how we on the fly solved that botch that he had.
Yeah,
he went for the 619 from the pole, slipped off, and he just oh screw it, just gonna jump up and kick him.
Yeah, he did like a Pele insecurity type thing instead. Yeah, and the crowd was chanting "You fucked up" for like 2 seconds, and then they're like, "Oh, he fixed it."
That
and it
worked.
just stopped.
Well, yeah, obviously we had Rey Mysterio win this one.
Yeah, it was his big feel-good moment of winning the world title for Eddie Guerrero.
Yep. Want to mention his weird Indian chief hat thing. I don't even know, headpiece, whatever you'd call that.
Headdress, I guess.
Yeah,
And-
it was strange.
And POD playing him out.
Yeah, very terribly.
Booyaka.
What do you give this match?
I gave it a 4 Horsemen out of 5. It was pretty quick, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. It only went for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was a good match.
I also gave it a 4 Horsemen out of 5.
Yeah. Moving on.
We had, I don't even know what to say about this match. It was, what was the actual title of this match?
It was a Playboy pillow fight.
Alright, that's what it was. Alright, I knew it was
both in Playboy.
I knew it was some sort of Playboy fucking...
Obviously, because there was Playboy pillows
Yeah.
all over the fucking ring. Why was there a bed in the ring, guys?
I don't know. It just made all the moves they did look stupid.
Fucking Candice Michelle took a backdrop onto a bed
And sold it.
Yeah.
For some reason.
You don't sell that. You just got backdropped onto a bed.
Kids do that all the time.
It's a fucking bed. Seriously. Yeah, I wanted to note a sign I saw. I loved this. While Tori Wilson was walking out, it just said, "Tori, you keep your dog. I want your cat." I'm sure you can figure out why that's funny.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I do want to go back a bit. A sign I saw in JBL vs Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
It had, someone had taped beef jerky to the sign and wrote beef jerky, then there was a photo of JBL and it said beefy jerk. One of the greatest signs I've ever seen in my life.
They went to the trouble of taping.
Yeah, it was
food.
literally a packet of beef jerky taped to the sign.
That's excellent. Anyway.
But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, this match was shit, but there was very little clothing involved, so I enjoyed it.
I mean, I enjoyed that part of it, but the match itself, I gave it a dumb as fuck.
I gave it a 3 out of 5 just because there was a lot of Tori Wilson's ass.
Yeah, I mean, which you can't complain about that,
I
but
never complain about that.
the concept and the way they pulled the match off was just terrible.
Yeah. I don't think we were expecting a 5-star barn burner of a match, so
No, not
moving on.
Moving on to the main event of the night. We had John Cena defending the WWE Championship against Triple H.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't even know what to say. They were very odd, combination. I don't know. Just something about the Cena Triple H combination in a main event seemed odd to me.
Fair enough. I mean, nowadays it'd probably be better.
Yeah, nowadays it makes sense.
Yeah, but back then it was weird seeing Cena as the champion coming in as the underdog.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that was a very well established thing that he was the underdog.
I did like how Cena was the unofficial heel of the match.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. They hated Cena before it was cool.
Yeah, exactly. And so Triple H did his whole King of Kings entrance. This is where it pretty much kicked off.
Yeah, this is where it kicked off.
And John Cena's his gangster entrance, which
Had a CM Punk cameo.
yeah, and I believe Kurt Hawkins.
Yes, I do. I did think there was someone else.
I think it was Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but
if it was not, it was whoever he used to tag team with. Which I can't remember even who that was, but
I swear he tagged with Ryder.
he did tag with Ryder, but there was someone else.
Alright, we'll just leave that.
Yeah.
Anyway. So the crowd was going absolutely nuts before this match. Like they were into the match before they even touched. And there was a fuck John Cena chant before anything happened.
Which was good to hear.
Yeah.
Very good to hear.
And when there was dueling chants, it wasn't let's go Cena, Cena sucks. It was let's go Cena, fuck you Cena.
Yeah, which is how it should be.
Yeah. It's not like anything positive for Triple H. It was just fuck you Cena.
Exactly.
And yeah.
I mean, the match itself, it was actually a pretty good match. I mean, Cena, put on a solid match like he actually used to.
Yeah.
And does every now and then these days.
I like how not JBL, fucking hell. I like how JR on commentary kind of made it, like, he said every time the crowd chanted, like, you can't wrestle, he was like, Cena's not the best wrestler, he's just got an unorthodox style. He made it seem better.
Exactly.
Rather than just being like, well, they're right.
Yeah,
because, like, they are right. They can't wrestle.
are. They definitely are.
Yeah. But, yeah, this one, there was a weird spot where Triple H low-blowed Cena.
And the referee.
And the ref. How do you not get DQ'd?
I don't know. I do not know.
Because, like, it's not like the ref can say that he didn't know about it.
But that also reminds me, in the triple threat match, there was a point where Randy Orton went to go take a chair in the ring, and the referee was stopping him as if there were disqualifications. Which there isn't in a triple threat
Yeah, there's
match.
no disqualifications, but that spot lent itself
I get that.
to Ray not being seen
Yeah,
tapping. And, like, obviously the ref's going to try and keep weapons out if it's not a
Yeah.
hardcore match or whatever.
Good point. But I mean, this just led to Triple H get the sledgehammer out, hitting John Cena with it, which did nothing anyway.
Yeah.
He Super Cena'd it.
Yeah, Super Cena did it into an STFU, sorry.
As it used to be.
Yep, and we went from Triple H being dropping the arm twice and then, rallying to just tapping.
Yep, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That finish doesn't make sense to me. Don't like the fact that Triple H tapped.
Yeah.
I remember it pissed me off when it happened, and it pissed me off when I saw it again.
So nothing's changed.
Nope.
So I gave that a 3.5 MB out of 5. It was pretty good.
I gave it a 4 Horsemen out of 5.
Yeah.
It was a pretty solid match.
Alrighty. So what did you rate the pay-per-view overall, Dale?
Pay-per-view as a whole, I think I'd give it a 4 Horsemen out of 5. It was a very solid WrestleMania. Very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 Horsemen out of 5 as well. Most of the matches were good. There were some real horrible ones.
Yeah, there were some pretty crappy ones, but...
Like you've seen in the pattern of us doing this, there's always horrible matches.
Exactly. Always. Can't help that.
Alright, so that'll wrap it up for our review. So we'll pick what we're doing next time. Do the honours.
Alright. What have we got here? Is that SummerSlam or Survivor Series? I forgot what we had. SS.
It was SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah,
We believe it's SummerSlam.
SummerSlam 2002. Alright, cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Even if it isn't SummerSlam, we'll go with SummerSlam 2002.
Alright.
Sweet. Alright, and that was the whole fucking show, guys. So, yeah, like, rate, subscribe, leave a comment on what you thought of this pay-per-view, and we will see you next time.
Alright, see you.
Have a nice day.